कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय राधा माधव श्री राधे Prabhupada जय जय Prabhupada जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्री श्रीमद चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मई यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की श्री श्री गौणिताई की श्री श्री राधा वल्लभ की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमयी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की मेलबर्न महाप्रभु मंदिर की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, chapter entitles What Prahlad Maharaj Learnt in the Womb. Text number 28. Tasmat bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yogaha prabhahopa paramo dhiya tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yogaha bija nirharanam yogaha prabhaho paramo dhiya prabhaho paramo dhiya tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yogaha bija nirharanam yogaha prabhaho paramo dhiya prabhaho paramo dhiya tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yogaha prabhaho paramo dhiya
tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam prabhaho paramo dhiya tasmad kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yoga prabhaho paramo dhiya
tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam karmanam trigunatmanam bija nirharanam yoga prabhaho paramo dhiya
Mataji's. Tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam bija Tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam. Tasmad bhavabdi kartavyam. Karmana Prabhaho paramodhiya. Word for word meanings. Tasmat, therefore, bhavabdi, by your good selves, kartavyam, to be done, karmanam, of all material activities, Triguna Atmanam, conditioned by the three modes of material nature. Bija Nirvaharanam, burning the seeds. Yoga, the process by which one can link with the Supreme. Pravaha, of the continuous current in the form of awakefulness, dreaming, and deep sleep. Uparamaha, the cessation. Dhiya, of the intelligence. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Therefore, my dear friends, O son of demons, your duty is to take to Krishna consciousness, which can burn the seeds of fruitive activities artificially created by the modes of material nature, and stop the flow of the intelligence of awakefulness, dreaming and deep sleep. In other words, when one takes to Krishna consciousness, his ignorance is immediately dissipated. Translation responsibly. Therefore, my dear friends, O son of demons, your duty is to take to Krishna consciousness, which can burn the seeds of fruitive activities artificially created by the modes of nature, and to stop the flow of intelligence in awakefulness, dreaming, and deep sleep. In other words, when one takes to Krishna consciousness, his ignorance is immediately dissipated. Purport. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam chayo bevicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitvetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in the full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. By the practice of Bhakti Yoga, one immediately comes to the spiritual platform, transcendental to all actions and reactions of the three modes of material nature. The root of ignorance is material consciousness, which must be killed by spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. The word bija nirharanam refers to burning the root cause of material life to ashes. In the Medhini dictionary, yoga is explained by its result. Yoga apurvartha samprapto sangiti dhyayam yuktisu. When one is put into a awkward position because of ignorance, The process by which one can be freed from this entanglement is called yoga. This is also called liberation. Mukti hitvan yatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Mukti means giving up one's position in ignorance or illusion, by which one thinks in this way a contrary to the constitutional position. Returning to one's constitutional position is called mukti, and the process by which one does this is called yoga. Thus, yoga is above karma, jnana and sankhya. Indeed, the yoga is ultimate goal of life. Krishna therefore advised Arjuna to become a yogi. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Lord Krishna therefore advised in Bhagavad Gita that the first class yogi is one who come to the platform of devotional service. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmanaha Sraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga, and he is the highest of all. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Thus, one who always thinks of Krishna within the core of heart is the best yogi. By practicing this best of the yoga system, one is liberated from the material conditions. Om Jnanatimirantasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militanmena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sargajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tatpakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam Karuti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam. Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadhu Bharga Kalpidaha Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Amala Puranam Prema Pumartho Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matam Itim Tatradina Paraha. Hare Krishna. So we're hearing the wonderful narration. Can you put the volume up a little bit, bro? A little bit. So we're hearing the wonderful narration of Prahlad Maharaj. Yes, yeah. So who's telling the story of Prahlad Maharaj here? Yes, Narada Muni too? Yudhishthira Maharaj, yes. Just a little revision. I was just told last night to give a class, so I was just reading the previous verse, and it was just so big content. So I've just so the mode of presentation today was a kind of revision. So Narada Muni is telling the story of Prahlad Maharaj to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yes. At the Rajasvi Yagya, when Yudhishthira Maharaj performed Rajasvi Yagya, there was Narada Muni was also present there. And being a present, having the great saint in the presence, what is the first thing we do? We'll be taking their advantage of their association, isn't it? Yeah. So same thing. So what happened in the Rajasvi Yagya? Shishupal was killed, no? And by the Krishna, because he offended Lord Krishna in many ways. So he was killed. And then when the Shishupal was killed, the soul of a Shishupal actually merged into Lord Krishna. And then everyone was able to witness this. Yeah? So then Yudhishthira Maharaj, seeing this wonderful, he queried this question. How come this Shishupal, who was such a sinful, and he was always blaspheming Krishna, he was able to merge into Krishna? That was the query from Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narada Muni. And he also gave an example of King Vena. King Vena was such a sinful person. We heard that in the 4th canto. King Vena comes in the line of Dhruva Maharaj. How come the Vena was put into hellish condition and Shishupal was given a liberation of Sayujya Mukti? Yeah. So in response to that, Narada Muni is narrating this history of Prahlad Maharaj. So, because the Shishupal's meditation or the concentration was just a constant meditating all the time in Krishna, even though it was negative, even though he wanted to kill Krishna, he wanted to destroy Krishna, he wanted to do everything, but because he's constantly meditating on Krishna, therefore he received this Ayuja Mukti. Whereas in Vena, he was not in thinking of all the time. He was not meditating. Yet he was a very sinful person. So Narada Muni also gives the example of gopis of Vraj, Kamsa, gopis. They were all thinking, the Gopya Kamat Bhayat Kamso, Dvaisa Chaida Adyopi Nripaha. So, where he is explaining that the gopis were also constantly thinking, but their thinking was more of how to attain Krishna in a somewhat, you could look at it as in lust, lustful. Yet their love was so intense. Kamsa was also constantly thinking, but he is also he is in negative thinking. So so this is the connection between the story, how it's coming into a thing. So it's then also Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Narada Muni, how then he said these Shishupal actually was in previous life was Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. I'm sorry, Jaya and Vijaya, I'm sorry. I am sorry, yeah, Jaya and Vijaya, yeah. In previous life in Vaikuntha. And then the whole story unfolds from there, how Narada Muni is explaining the Jaya and Vijaya was cursed by 4 Kumaras, and then they had to come to this material world, and now the first birth is Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So this is where the story is connected in this, and the whole now Narada Muni is the spiritual master of Prahlad Maharaj. In Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the Narada Muni comes into many in pastimes. Mostly, Narada Muni is actually instructing their disciples. For example, Prachinivari, he is giving instructions. Dhruva Maharaj, he is giving instructions. He is teaching the devotional service. Whereas Prahlad Maharaj's story, of course, he gave instruction, but he is narrating, he is glorifying the glories. Because Prahlad Maharaj is such an exalted devotee that he is rather glorifying his own disciple. Imagine the glories of, the caliber of the devotion of Prahlad Maharaj, that his spiritual master is glorifying his disciple. And not only that, in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the pastimes of the Lord, the different incarnations or different pastimes, the description is very short, maybe in few chapters. Even the Rasa Leela dance, like the most important of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, where the Lord Krishna performing that Rasa Leela dance, there are only 5 chapters. Whereas Prahlad Maharaj, 10 chapters is dedicated for Prahlad Maharaj. How wonderful. So it's such an exalted Vaishnava we are describing and discussing, we are hearing about the great devotee of Prahlad Maharaj, great devotee of the Lord. Now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Puri, he used to hear the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj like repeatedly, again and again and again. He used to relish. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna himself. And who is hearing from? Gadadhar Pandit. Isn't it, Prabhu? Yes. And who is Gadadhar Pandit? Srimati Radharani. See the greatness of the Prahlad Maharaj, how great, wonderful it would be. The Lord himself is relishing the devotee's pastime. And not relishing once, multiple times, repeatedly it's hearing. And this, the subject matter of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 10 subject matters are described in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Does anyone know what are the 10 subject matters of Bhāgavatam? Yes? Wonderful, wonderful, very nice, yes. Yeah, that's in the second canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, yes. Sarga Visarga, Sthanam Posanam Utaya. Now this 7th canto is the Utaya factor. Now what is Utaya in Sanskrit? It is the description, we're hearing the description of auspicious and inauspicious activities. How in this, there's 2 types of activities living entity can perform. So this is the example of the auspicious, which is Prahlad Maharaj, and completely opposite, which is inauspicious, which is Hiranyakashipu. This is where the Utaya, this canto is dedicated as from that perspective, from the 10 subject matter we're hearing. Now, as the story unfolds, Prahlad Maharaj is born, and he's sent to a Gurukul. Who are the teachers? Sandayana Marga, right? So first time when he was sent to Gurukul and then he comes back, of course the father is affectionately is receiving his son, putting in the lap, my dear son, what have you learned? What is the best thing? What have you learned? What did he ask? He says, my dear son, please let me know what you think is the best of all the subject you have studied from your teacher. That's the question from by Hiranyakashipu to Prahlad Maharaj. What's Prahlad Maharaj's response? Tatsadu. Louder? Yes, Tatsadu manne asuravarya dehinam, right? Yes, and the fifth chapter of the fifth sloka. Prahlad Maharaj says he's addressing his father very nicely. He says, Asuravarya, you are the best of the demon, right? And what does he give? He says, Tatsadu manne asuravarya dehina sada samudbhigna diya asad grahat hitvatnapatam graha andakupam vanam gato yat harim asrayeta. He's telling his father, go to forest and go and take a shelter of holy to the Lord, right? Now Hiranyakashipu is the enemy. I mean, he's Lord Vishnu or the Krishna is enemy, right? Now you go and tell that. Look at the boldness of a preacher. I mean, he's just 5 years old. First thing, he knows that father is Asura Bharya. He's the greatest of them. I mean, if he moves, Bhagavatam describes, he moves his eyebrows, all the demigods was just fearful. Everybody is in his control. And Prahlad Maharaj says, go to forest and take shelter of the Lord. How bold for a preacher. And then, of course, he gives few instructions in that instance. And then Hiranyakashipu doesn't take it seriously. He said, okay, I mean, he might have some, And he sends again, said, go back and learn. And he instructs these the teachers, said, make sure he's learned the politics, the economics, and the ruling, how to rule and everything. He should be the best of the demons. I mean, best of the kings, and to enjoy. So he goes back and he comes back again. And then same thing, similar question is asked by Hiranyakashipu. He said, what did we learn now this time? What did Prahlad Maharaj respond? Archanam bandhanam. Wonderful. This is the perfect example of everyday attendance who attends the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and now yes, Prahlad Maharaj gives the 9 processes of devotional service. Yes, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam. And then what happens? Is Hiranyakashipu happy? Second time, second chance. Again, Prahlad Maharaj is giving the one chance. Now he's not happy. One time I was listening to a lecture of His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj. Somebody else. I was saying one person came to His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj and described all the problems. Somebody was just going on and said, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this family problem, this problem. And Maharaj just paused for a while and he said, did anyone give you a poison? Did anyone throw you off the cliff? Did anyone, are you starving? So Maharaj was leading to, this is the all, of course he wasn't, he was just having a... So the point is, the Prahlad Maharaj was tortured to the extent, he was thrown off the cliff, given poison. What else? Yes, thrown on the pit of snake.
He was put in a pot of
Hot boiling oil, yes, he was thrown into hot boiling oil, and he was attempted to be burned by Holika, yes? Did Prahlad Maharaj stop performing devotional service? He didn't. Huh? So, and then Hiranyakashipu gets more furious. At this time, this is like, wow, this is the enough. But Sanda and Amarka, now they're in trouble because they want to save their job, right? They're earning if now Prahlad Maharaj is going too far. And so he request him, said, please, don't. We will try again. Third attempt. Huh? So they take him back, and now what is happening is he back in the Gurukul, and then when the teachers are away, what does Prahlad Maharaj do? Yes. He doesn't stop, is he? He comes to his father, he said, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, and go to forest and take shelter of the Lord. And now he gets the opportunity, the teachers who are probably in their break, and he gathers all the friends, right? And then what does he do? Starts again. That's it. Yeah. So when he started with the giving instruction to his teachers, the very first instructions Prahlad Maharaj gives to his mates. Komaram acharet pragyo dharman bhagavatan iha durlabham manusam janma tadapi adhrubam arthadam. He said this human form, his life is very, very, very rare. Durlabham manusam janma. Even though is adhrubam. Adhrubam means? Dhruva means permanent. Fact. Permanent. Adhrubam is temporary. Even though it's temporary, what does Prahlad Maharaj says? Arthadam. It has a value. What's the value? Exactly. You have opportunity to perform devotional service, which is rare. It's a rare commodity. Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam many times, anywhere, and it's always emphasizing this point. Yes, we have this human form of life, which is very, very rare. You don't get it easily. Elsewhere in the 11th canto, labdva sudurlabha idam bahucham bhavante. You have received this body after bahu sambhavante. Bahu means many, sambhava means you appear again and again. Bahu sambhavante, you have come again and again. Manusyam arthadam, again same thing. Same thing is mentioned. Arthadam, this human form of life is very, very valuable. Artha means the value or wealth. What sort of wealth? Spiritual wealth you can attain with this body. And it describes Turnam yatet napatet anumritya yavat. Turna means immediately, start now, don't stop. Not yesterday. I mean, start now. Turnam, immediately. What yatet means to endeavor. Napatet, till when? Napatet means anumritayavat, until you fall down, until you're dead, pretty much. That's what it means in blunt language. Turnam yatet napatet anumritayavat. And what should we endeavor for? Nisreyasya, the ultimate liberation. And Visaya Khalu Sarvatsyat. The enjoyment of this world is available to everyone. Sarvasyat means everyone. Animals, other living entities, demigods, everyone is enjoying this material world. It's a Prahlad, Bhagavatam says, nah. Don't waste your time. This is very, very rare human form of life. Another similar, it says, Durlabho manusho janmo deho dehinam chanabangura. Tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priyadarsanam. This is again in 11th canto. Yes, this human form of life is very, very rare. It is, yes. Even rarer than the human form of life, Bhagavatam describes, is the association of the devotees. Yes. Tatrapi durlabham manye. Even the rare form, you already, this is rare to get a human form of life. Even rarer is to get the Vaikuntha Darsanam, Priya Darsanam, means the devotees of the Lord. How wonderful. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, what does it say? Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, Lava Matra, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Yes. Lava Matra, lava is a very fraction of a time. It's very, insane. What's a lava, Prabhu? How much is it? Sorry? 1/8 of the second. Yeah? It's very, very fractional time. Even you get that association of that devotee for that period of time, you are liberated. You are fortunate. And yes, and we are very fortunate, how to have, the great acharyas in our thing. And then we have Srila Prabhupada in the form of his books, even though we may not have a physical presence of his, but is there. But even if we are fortunate that we have, disciples of Prabhupada to associate with, even you get a moment with them, Bhagavatam describes, you are blessed. Every opportunity we take to associate or get the association of these great exalted devotees, we should consider ourselves very fortunate. It's a durlabham. And one of the teachings Prahlad Maharaj gives to this his class, his mates, is that your lifespan is, how long is a lifespan? 100 years, Prahlad Maharaj says. 50% is on? Wow, sleeping. 50% is gone. And the next 10%? 10 years, you are just a little kid, tiny little kid. That's gone. Another 10 years, gone and playing. And another 20 years on old age. Prahlad Maharaj says 20 years in old age is gone. What's remaining? Sorry? 10. Mathematicians, we do. So 10 in 10 years is gone in the beginning. Sorry, 50 years is gone in sleeping. 10 years is just tiny little kid, growing up. And another 10 years gone on playing, frivolous teenage. And then 20 years in old age, but remaining is only 10 years. In that 10 years, we have opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. Yes. Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj says this is teaching. His teachings in the to his mates. Don't waste time. You only have very short period of time to perfect your life. Yeah. So the end of 6th chapter, Prahlad Maharaj is teaching this wonderful instruction to his friends, and they were so fascinated and so wonderstruck, and they asked questions. Where did you learn this? Both you and I, we grew up together. You born here amongst us, and then you'd never gone anywhere else. You're just with us. And where have you learned these instructions? This wonderful. Then Prahlad Maharaj, what did Prahlad Maharaj say?
When my father went on a
Yes, Prahlad Maharaj goes in the. He tells us how did he learn. So how did he learn?
When his father went on austerities, the demigods thought it was a good time to attack on his world, so that they went to attack from the
Yes.
and then they wanted to keep her captive, so that the child in her womb would be killed as soon as he was born.
Yes.
So then Narada Muni came to her aid and told her that actually the son is going to be a Bhagavata, and then he takes Prayada to his ashram.
And she should be sitting here, no? Yes. So, but Prahlad Maharaj's mother was saved by Narada Muni. That Indra was attacking because the Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb, and the Hiranyakashipu was gone for austerity. And then Indra being Indra, wanted to say, okay, there's another Hiranyakashipu in here. Because Indra and everybody has been thrown out, from their heavenly thing. Hiranyakashipu have taken over. So Indra is thinking, well, there's another Hiranyakashipu in the womb, so let's get rid of it. So Narada Muni comes in the picture, and then he saved Prahlad Maharaj. And then till the Hiranyakashipu returns back, Narada Muni kept her in the ashram, and then he gave her this instruction where Prahlad Maharaj received this knowledge. So this is where the chapter 7, this title entitles Prahlad Maharaj learned in the womb. So the Prahlad Maharaj is narrating his history, how he actually learned from the Narada Muni. We're not so fortunate. I don't remember anything that's I heard in the womb. Nothing, not even whatever it was, good or bad, whatever it was, I don't remember anything. I think that applies probably most, if not all of us here, right? Yes? Yeah? We don't. But Prahlad Maharaj was very fortunate. How fortunate? He gets the association, mother gets the association, direct Bapu, the physical association, and then Narada Muni is so kind, he narrates this instruction. And then Prahlad Maharaj is able to hear this and then be able to remember. Fortunate. So, like this, Prahlad Maharaj is instructing. He gave so many other wonderful instructions. Now he's come to the instruction of dealing with modes of material nature. This is what's the current topic is coming into. So, so today's verse is it's just Prahlad Maharaj is kind of describing it's related to three modes of material nature. And Srila Prabhupada immediately quotes the Bhagavad Gita. Mamcha yoga vicharena bhakti yogina sevate sagunan samatitetain brahma bhuyaya kalpate. How do we get freed from this modes of material nature? How? Yes, bhakti yogina sevate. This is Prabhupada's quoting this. We are bound by this the three modes. Three modes. We've been hearing day in day out. The three modes of material nature just binds us to bondage. And what is the best way to get out? Lord Krishna gives instruction. Bhakti yogena sevate. By performing devotional service. Sagunan samitittan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Another point Srila Prabhupada brings in the purport is the root of the ignorance is, the root of ignorance is material consciousness, which must be killed by the spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. This is in the purport Srila Prabhupada is making. The word bija nirharanam refers to burning the root cause of the material life to ashes. So what's the root cause? Ignorance. For us not to endeavor, not to perform. It's just the ignorance. And what is it's mentioned to be a yogi in a purport. Srila Prabhupada mentions to be a yogi. What is yogi? Sorry? Self-realized soul. Yes, self-realized soul. In this particular context, it means become a devotee. And this yogi is referring to a devotee, become a devotee. And Lord Krishna mentions who is the yogi. Who is the first class yogi? In this the 6th chapter, last verse. I think it's the last verse, isn't it? Yeah. Yoginam. Yes. Yoginam api sarvesam matgaten antaratmana bhajate. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mata. Who is the best of the yogis? Yes, one who does bhakti yoga. Yoginam api sarvesam, amongst all the yogis, madgaten antaratmana. Those who are always thinking of me, antaratmana, always thinking, meditating on me. How? With Shraddha, Shraddhavan, with good faith. Same yukta tamamata, he is the best. Yoginam api sarvesam matkatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan vajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataha. So I would just like to end the class. Just one of the now we're going to hear the continuation of Prahlad Maharaj's pastime. How the Hiranyakshipu, the Lord Nrsimhadeva appearances there coming up, and then there's wonderful prayers of Prahlad Maharaj is also coming. We will be hearing the wonderful prayers offered by Prahlad Maharaj to Nrsimhadev. So I'd just like to end the class with one of the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj in the 9th chapter. He says, Manye dhana avijana rupa tapa srota ojasa Teja, Prabhava, Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga. Na aradhanahi bhavanti parasya pumsho bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gaja yutapaya. Yes. Prahlad Maharaj said, in this world, if you have these 12 items in full, and Prahlad Maharaj said, it's not going to please the Lord. What is the list? He says, dhana. First in the list is dhana. You may have the wealth of everything. I mean, you can just imagine how much, you can own the whole universe. He says, no, Prahlad Maharaj says, none of this is going to be pleased the Lord. Dhana, riches. Abhijana means you may have you are surrounded by the aristocratic family members or relatives or friends and everybody. Rupa, you may have an exclusively beautiful personality, person, you may be. That is not going to attract the Lord. Tapa, you may perform a great austerity. You can go to Himalayas and perform a greatest austerity, or you can just be one of the most austere person you can claim. He said, Prahlad Maharaj says, no, that's not going to please the Lord. Tapa. Sruta, the knowledge, or you may study all the scriptures, all the Vedas, everything you know. You're a most exalted, learned personality. Prahlad Maharaj says that's also not going to please the Lord. Ojasa, sensory powers. Teja, bodily influence. Teja, effulgence. Teja. Prabhava, you may be a very influenced person. Just by your order, you can get them to do anything. Everything under your control. Prabhava. Bala. You may be very, very strong. You can maybe lift the mountains, or you can lift anything. You're very powerful. Bala. Prahlad Maharaj says, no, that's not going to please the Lord. Paurusha, diligence. Buddhi, intelligence. Yoga, mystic power. You may have all the mystic powers, all the astasiddhis. Prahlad Maharaj says, none of these is going to please the Lord. What is going to please the Lord? Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Bhaktya. Devotional service. Service to the Lord. None of this is going to please the Lord. Only thing is the Lord is looking from us, or wanting from us is bhakti. And who performs such a... he mentions Gajayuthapaya. What's Gajayuthapaya? Gajendra. Yes, Gajendra. Did Gajendra had all of these? He was battling in the lake, and he's been grabbed by crocodile, right? And he's there. At that point, he doesn't have all this we mentioned. Dhana, abhijana, he may have, even it's a struggle. Riches, aristocratic family, personal beauty, austerity, knowledge, sensory power, bodily influence, bodily strength, intelligence, mystic power, none. He didn't have any of this. What did he do? He took a flower from offered wonderful prayers. So simple. Devotional service is not difficult, is it? Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna, eat prasadam. That's it. We go back home, back to Godhead. Is it hard? Hard, bro? Prabhu says it's hard. Yes, it can be hard. But the process is very simple. Very simple. In this age, what we have, Mahaprabhu said, raise your hand and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Even the Lord is raising his hand and chanting his own holy name. Yeah, such a simple process. Yet, we are so dull-headed. I mean, that's me, I'm just saying. It doesn't work. So many instructions again and again, you know. It's rare. You got this human form of life which is rare. Take advantage. But our dull mind and intelligence just doesn't. Sad. Very sad. I was talking to myself. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'll end the class here. And any questions or comments? Is there any mic?
No, just one correction that lava is 1,000 of the second.
We mentioned there's lava matra, sarvasiddhi.
Lava is 1,000 of a second.
1,000?
Of a second.
Of a second. Meaning it's like 1 second is divided by 1,000, is it? Wow. How rare. How rare. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, can you give the mic, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and thank you for the nice class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned how the ignorance is the root cause of everything. But we see, Prabhuji, even knowledge can't do much. We need love, we need blessings, we need determination, and the mercy of devotees to go back home, back to Godhead. So how is it like lack of knowledge or ignorance is the root cause of everything?
So just to paraphrase your question, is the ignorance is the cause of what is the ignorance is the cause of? What was the question?
Ignorance is the root cause of everything.
A root cause, yes, ignorance is the root cause of the being in this material world. And the knowledge, so yes, just my thought process has gone click one second. Definitely, it is our ignorance that keeps us binding in this material world, isn't it? Yes. Now, as you mentioned, that we have the opportunity of the association of the devotees, and we have scriptures, we have prasadam, and that is lifting us from this ignorance. Yeah. Yes, we are bound because we are so much enamored by the illusion or the material attraction, that is just because of that we just enamored and we are in ignorance. Okay, we're just going for that, and actually our purpose of life is to get out of this material world, and that opportunity is given by the knowledge. Yes, the knowledge, but our misfortune is that we don't take advantage of that knowledge available to us. The knowledge is available in the form of books, available in the form of devotees, gurus, shastra, and sadhus. Yeah, but the thing is we don't take advantage. Yeah, and yes, you're right that we do have an opportunity through this devotional service, the association of devotee, knowledge, and everything that this gives you Sorry, my thought process is going a bit quickly. Yeah. Any other question?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, bro.
We are all born in ignorance. Prabhupada many times suggested that one who is intelligent only can be Krishna consciousness. So, what do you mean by intelligent? How you have to be intelligent? You have to be intelligent, you have to do austere for a beginning. You can't go straight away to Bhakti Yoga. That's a process, but a gradual process. Then only you understand Krishna. So we need austerity, we need
Mic closer,
intelligence,
because online classes, yeah.
etc., for our progress plus association. So it's not easy process, but we have to still do austerities, penance and all this. We need it for beginning to get the goal. So Prahlad Maharaj said here that we don't need all these 12 things. You can go straight to Bhakti Yoga. That's not possible.
Yes. The intelligence are used in two categories. One is you can apply that intelligence to pursue for a material pursuance, for enjoyment of senses. Or that same intelligence can be also applied in the spiritual context. Yeah. So intelligence, yes, you can be used into enjoying the world, or intelligence also can be used to get out of this world. Yeah. So that's so it is up to us how we utilize that intelligence, as I understand, as what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, use your intelligence. Does it answer you? Does it make sense?
Yeah, you're saying that if we use the intelligence for material gain, that's ignorance, huh? So if we use for Krishna consciousness, that's real intelligence.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. In nutshell, yeah, that's the correct. Yes. Prabhu has a question.
Thank you. I just want to add something on the same. Prabhuji has a query. Like, I think what I understood is Prabhu saying, so penance is mandatory even though you do spiritual practice. So like 12 things are been saying this is not required for bhakti. So Prabhu is saying in bhakti still we have to have some penance and austerity to achieve. But I want to just add on what you said. These two different ways to use the intelligence. One is material aspect and one is positive spiritual aspect. So in spiritual aspect we should do penance and austerity, but the goal is still achieving something spiritual. We want to uplift towards Krishna. So that austerity, penance is good. So we should still do that.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the 12 items Prahlad Maharaj has mentioned in his prayer, that it's he's not saying don't perform austerity. He's not saying don't have the dhana, don't have this. But what the point he's making is that you may not need all this. Yet, to perform a devotional service, some austerity is there, some wealth is needed and everything. But Prahlad Maharaj is making a point saying utilize it for a devotional service. This is not all in all, this is not what you need to perform a devotional service. This is what Prahlad Maharaj's point was, as far as I understand. To that, yeah, austerity will be required in devotional service. Yes, we are austere. We hear for 4:30 in the morning, that is austere. We'd rather sleep. We chanting the holy names, spending 2 hours, that's also an austerity. Yeah, but that is a devotional service, and it's recommended, is needed. Yeah, there will be some austerities. There will be some wealth will be needed. There will be you need bodily strength. You need knowledge. Yes, you need. But that can be utilized in the Krishna service, in devotional service. So the context is devotional service, yes, as I understand. Thank you. Okay, any other? Okay, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for patience. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Granthrat Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Oh, this one? That is on the ninth. That is on the ninth chapter.